So the Sony FX5. Switching camera systems mid-season isn't a new thing for me. I've switched systems before. I switched from Canon to Sony. I switched back to Canon. I switched from Canon to the Fuji GFX 100 II. That was both amazing and misguided. I'm currently filming now on the FX3 with the Zeiss Batis 18mm 2.8. Love the Zeiss lenses. It was one of the biggest things that I missed when I went away from Sony. But the reasons for switching. There are no good reasons for switching. Every camera will produce an amazing image now, especially for the work that I do. I think everybody is well aware now of a lot of the specs of the FX5 and the various things that it offers in terms of open gate, raw recording. There is a roadmap for future updates. It's never a good thing for a product to be launched with the software half-baked, but it's just the way of the world now, and we will need to deal with that as it comes through. There's a few too many trade-offs for me for the Canon system for video. I'll still use it for photo going forward, but for video, I got tired of the drawbacks. So I got tired of the poor IBIS performance in the R5 Mark II and the R6 Mark III, which I've used. The C50, beautiful image, amazing, really loved it. You can get away with the digital IBIS and the optically stabilised lenses, but at a certain point they're going to start to fight you. And in a run and gun situation when you're shooting weddings and you don't have the luxury of taking your time a bit more as you might do on commercial shoots or even documentary work. There were times where I really felt impeded by the lack of image stabilisation built into the camera, that sensor stabilisation. And when you watch Sony footage compared to Canon footage, in that respect, it was a lot better. I shot Sony years ago, and I was never that happy with S-Log3. I was never that good at colour grading S-Log3, and I was always more comfortable with the Canon colours. Much more experience with DaVinci Resolve now. You can pretty much get any camera to match, so that is way less of an issue. So the reason that I went Canon for the colours is no longer a valid reason to stay with Canon. So this here is the Canon C80, which I love, lovely camera, amazing. It's got the mid-49, big fan mid-49. It's got its cage and the breakout box for the XLR inputs, the mic handle. Overall, this camera's amazing, but it's too much camera for me. It's too big, it's too heavy. And the image out it is amazing, but the on-the-day workflow for the work that I do is just too much. Long day shooting, 10, 12 hours, always shooting from the chest or from like in the midsection. I'm not a super tall guy, so I definitely felt that a lot of my footage is kind of shooting up more than I would like. No viewfinder, just the screen, usually had a monitor on it. It was a big rig, it was weighty, lovely handheld footage. However, for long takes, it was just too much of a struggle. The C80 is probably the nearest competitor, I would think, to the FX5. This does have internal LEDs, which the FX5 doesn't have. Doesn't shoot open gate, shoots on SD cards. There's a lot to love about the Canon system. There's a lot to love about the Canon system. One of the biggest draws for me for shooting on the Sony system, and the Canon system does have some of these advantages as well, but the fact that the RF mount is locked down and you can't adapt, you can't have third-party lenses natively autofocus on the Canon system really did start to have huge drawbacks. I am a massive fan of vintage lenses, anamorphic lenses, basically anything that's interesting, as well as the fantastic autofocus lenses that Sony and Canon had. The ability to adapt this is vintage Mamiya 645 lens, it's the 80-1.9. Being able to use mixed aspect ratios and potentially autofocus anamorphic lenses just to give a variety of interest to the footage that you're able to capture is a massive, massive draw. So even compared to the likes of the C50 or the R6 Mark III, this Sony FX5, the FX3, the A7S III, it's a much smaller footprint. It's an easier camera to pack, the lenses are smaller. This is the Sony 20-70 f2. It's just a much easier system to live with day to day. So the FX3 was the standout generational camera system that a lot of wedding filmmakers, documentary videographers, all levels of abilities really came to depend on, and I genuinely believe that the FX5 will become that camera for this new generation.